Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it is very clear, Kenyans, that Mount Kenya members of parliament have launched a complaint in Statehouse as they are blaming William Samoei Ruto, using them to, of course, to get his presidency. After that, those who fought hard to get this government with him, they are now being kicked out, and those who never fought for this government, they are being given first priorities. In other words, these members of parliament are coming out to complain just a few weeks from the Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment. And again, there's a looming purge that is coming where some members of parliament who are having these positions in several committees in the National Assembly and in the Senate Assembly, they are likely being kicked out, as the claim is that they are close allies of Rigathi Gachagua, and the only thing they must do, pave way, and others to be given an opportunity. I want you to listen to the Member of Parliament of Mukurweini constituency, Mount Kenya region, where he's claiming that it is so sad. Those who fought hard sometimes in the last regime, Jubilee government, they were frustrated while supporting William Ruto. But what they are seeing today, it is so not something that is like a reality show before them. And so people like Ndindi Nyoro, you've seen Ndindi Nyoro not so much about escorting William Ruto wherever. They usually had a long time ago, they usually do. When William Ruto is going to this region, they're usually there. So people like Ndindi Nyoro, they're being kicked out. Akina Gathoni wa Muchomba, kama kuna viti vyote wana occupy in the National Assembly, they're being kicked out. So I want us just to take a look and listen to the Mukurweini Member of Parliament, who is coming out to say the things that are going to come, it is so heavy, and William Ruto is likely to be disappointed, despite of even this looming purge where these members of parliament are being removed from these seats. You know, yenye wana occupy in the National Assembly, as Ndindi Nyoro is occupying the chairperson of Budget Committee, and several others are even resigning because they are fearing the purge is going to hit them. Ladies and gentlemen, before we watch, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because sometimes you watch the video and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. As you watch, ensure you like the video. Let us listen to this.
Well, I have followed what is happening in Parliament, and this was expected, especially after the purge of the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. And it was expected that depending on what side one took, some form of consequences would follow. And it's okay, it's all right to reorganize the committees of parliament. But again, this will also have far-reaching political implications in the country and in the political landscape, because what you expect to see now is once some of the influential members of parliament are removed from influential committees, especially people who did give too much in the last election. Especially if you look at Ndindi Nyoro, he was very much involved in forming this government and also campaigning for it. He was on the road almost 24/7 for almost 5 years and took too much risk together with Rigathi Gachagua. And now you see what is going to happen because of the shake-up that is going on. Right. Some of the people who gave too much in the last election and in the election campaign are being replaced by people who largely were not seen on the political trail, on the campaign trail. And that tells you that sometimes you can actually harvest where you did not sow. And also it also tells you that sometimes you do not harvest what you sowed. And so it's going to have ramifications and serious political implications. This is the beginning of the political realignments in the country. And this is going to determine a lot of other things in the political arrangement and arithmetic of this country, especially in regard to how Kenya is governed, and also in regard to 2027 elections. Yeah.
Did you see this coming?
Well, people these days say that the Kenyan syllabus is moving rather fast. It's just about 3 months ago where all of us were so much united on everything else, just about 3, 4, 5 months ago. But within that period of time, so much has changed. Clearly, like 5 months ago, this was not anything that one would have thought about. But now you see it is the reality because of the events that have taken place and activities that have been going on within that period of time. So as much as we had not seen it coming, I think as things have been unfolding, then we have been reading quite a bit of this. I know some of us who may have taken an independent position on matters that the government has been pushing, particularly on the issue of ouster of Rigathi Gachagua. We expected that some consequences would follow. And I think as a politician, you must always count the cost. You must understand that for whatever action you do, there's definitely a reaction. So anyone who did take an action must live with the consequences. So for example, in this case, because I know most of the political realignment is based on the position you took in the Gachagua debacle. Now, for those who did oust Gachagua, they're also suffering their consequences when it comes to their relationship with the people on the ground, because you can clearly tell what the people wanted. For those who did not support the ouster of Gachagua, also have to face the wrath of the bosses and the political players and the principals. And it's okay. I mean, everyone faces their own consequences in their own way.
Is it fair?
I mean, there's politics. With politics, you sometimes you're not looking for fairness. Sometimes people are looking for interest on how to align and realign. So it may not be fair, but again, it's okay.
So what is your answer? Is it fair or not?
Definitely. How would it be fair if someone was on the campaign trail with you for 5 years and suffered all the serious risks that they suffered under the last regime, and hardly 2 years in office, you oust them and they are out in the cold. And you are determining...
But we were told that Parliament is rightfully executing its mandate of oversight. The highest level of oversight would be impeachment, they said.
Well, the Parliament was oversighting the Deputy President in impeaching him. Well, that is strange. But I think there will definitely be larger consequences in all these arithmetic, because what ought to have been done maybe is to also think about the bigger picture and see if there would have been a different approach. If you remember, what personally I always advocated for was a more modest and more moderate approach to this, rather than these far-reaching steps that were taken, especially in impeachment. Personally, I advocated more diplomatic approach, whereby people would sit down, reason together and see if really they can be able to bring back the relationship that was that seemed to dissipate within a very short time.
All right.
So I think now that did not happen. We are here. And clearly, as I have said, people who gave so much in the last election now have to see the door. And people who may not have invested anything, who may not have supported the regime, are now going to pick the spoils. And of course, that will be akin to dancing on other people's graves.
Okay, all right, Mheshimiwa Kagusha. Now,
so that is how the Member of Parliament of Mukurweini constituency is coming out to say. But remember one thing, the hostility that William Ruto is facing is not even about leaders from the Mount Kenya. It is about the people. Remember when these members of parliament were elected, we thought like they were going to serve the interest of the people. You saw what happened during the Gen Z demonstration, where the Gen Z said these members of parliament are no longer serving our interest. On the same note, you look at the issue where William Ruto was forced to withdraw the Finance Bill 2024 and dissolve his cabinet. Immediately he finished that, impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. You can see how William Ruto is now spending more time on some issues that cannot assist Kenyans. Because true to be said, since Rigathi Gachagua left, what have we benefited from? Because they told us it is Rigathi Gachagua who is blocking the government to deliver. So when you see these members of parliament are coming out now, ganging against William Ruto, it's because they served the interest of William Ruto too much, leaving the interest of the people. So the only agenda they are having now to exit UDA party, or rather to serve their own political parties, it is just because they are feeling like the trajectory that William Ruto took is literally going to show them dust, of course, towards 2027 general election. And it might not be favorable for them. So the only thing they are running from William Ruto. Then they want to start showing that they have interest of the people in their hearts. Then later, when you don't know. But again, they are so disappointed. So these members of parliament, they are just coming out to give their grievances. That they are not comfortable how William Ruto is mishandling them. Because they're feeling like these positions wananyang'anywa. Na wale wenye wanasukuma nje ya hii serikali walipigania sana hii serikali. Sasa wanasukuma. Lakini tena Wakenya wanasema kama wafanyi kazi, wafanye aje, waende nyumbani. Na tuliambiwa wakati Rigathi Gachagua ataenda nyumbani, tutapata mabarabara endi na block. Sijui nini kimefanyika yenye hatuoni mabarabara sasa. You know, the taxes has not been reduced, the capitation, you know, the disbursement of resources to our counties, it is the big problem. So I think for me, it is going to be a disaster for William Ruto. What he could have done, could have concentrated on delivering to Kenyans. These leaders kuwatoa nje sijui nini, atakuwa anatoa every day now and then later it is him who is suffering. Again, these members of parliament are not serving the interest of the people. Let us not forget that, because even during the Finance Bill 2024, these individuals never came out saying no to the Finance Bill. They were serving the interest of William Ruto. So when you see them coming out to leave, it is definitely showing a kind of course, individuals whom they are running out of the mess. They want to be seen like those who are serving the interests of the people, which it is not true. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till we meet in another video.